legend of the first werewolf. Yaupon's name was spoken with reverence across the land, for he was a hunter like no other. His skill with bow and spear was unmatched, and his bravery had woven his name into the fabric of legend. He bore the name of the sacred Yaupon tree, a symbol of resilience and strength. The tree's leaves, when brewed into a powerful tea, granted hunters the energy and endurance needed to track down the fiercest beasts, such as wild boar, elusive elk, and countless other creatures. Yet, despite his many victories, there was one legend that consumed Yaupon, a creature that gripped his thoughts and struck fear into even the bravest of hunters. The first wolf. Finally, after countless years spent tracking through the densest parts of the forest, Yaupon found the cave where the first wolf made its lair. Deep within the cliffs, hidden from the light, the cave seemed to pulse with an ancient energy. Shadows clung to the jagged walls, and mist hung in the air like a veil, concealing secrets older than the land itself. There, in the heart of the cave, lay the creature. The first wolf was a sight to behold. Its coat was as black as midnight, and its golden eyes gleamed with the weight of centuries of knowledge. It radiated an aura of power and mystery, an unsettling mix of life and death. For a long moment, hunter and wolf locked eyes, each sizing the other up, as if knowing this moment had been inevitable. With one swift, practiced strike, Yaupon killed the wolf. It let out a final, mournful howl, a sound that seemed to echo through time itself as its spirit departed the mortal world. Yaupon stood over the lifeless body, breathing heavily, his heart pounding. The first wolf, a legendary creature that had eluded all others, was no more. But as Yaupon gazed down at the wolf's pelt, something stirred deep within him. A strange feeling, an undeniable pull, coursed through his body. It was as though the very cave itself was speaking to him, the air thick with the weight of unseen forces. A voice whispered from the shadows, soft yet clear. "Take the pelt, hunter, and you will gain the power of the wolf. But beware, once you wear it, you will walk between worlds." Yaupon heard the warning, but chose to ignore it. Driven by his need to claim the ultimate prize, he skinned the wolf with reverence. The weight of the pelt in his hands was unlike anything he had felt before, heavy with ancient power. As soon as the pelt settled over his shoulders, a surge of energy shot through him. His heart raced, his mind cleared, and the world around him became suddenly sharper, more vivid. His bones cracked and shifted, his body reformed unnaturally, and in the blink of an eye, he was no longer a man. He had become a creature of both man and beast, a werewolf, imbued with the strength, senses, and instincts of the first wolf. The transformation was complete. Yaupon could feel the pull of the spirit world, a place where the boundaries of time and reality were fluid, and the laws of nature no longer applied. The veil between the physical world and the spiritual realm was thin, and Yaupon crossed freely into the land of spirits. In the spirit world, he encountered spirits that predated superseded creation itself. They shared their ancient knowledge with him, secrets of the universe, the flow of energy through all things, and the balance of life and death. Yaupon learned of the stars, the origins of life, and the unseen forces that shaped the world. The knowledge was vast, overwhelming, and intoxicating, pushing his mind to the brink of madness. But with each secret he uncovered, a terrible truth began to emerge. Yaupon could never bring this knowledge back. The spirits spoke to him gently, their voices full of compassion. You cannot return to the mortal world as you are. To leave, you must shed the wolf's form. You cannot be both man and beast. Yaupon's heart sank as the weight of their words hit him. He understood now that in his werewolf form, he could not think, speak, or write in the ways of men. The knowledge he had gained would be lost if he left without a way to preserve it. But he refused to leave empty-handed. The pelt, which had granted him his transformation, was not just a garment. It was a vessel of power. If he could not record the knowledge with words, perhaps he could record it in another way. With his sharp claws, Yaupon began to carve symbols deep into his own skin. These were not the letters of men, but the ancient language of wolves, an old and primal tongue that flowed naturally from him. Each stroke of his claw etched a map of the spirit world, a language older than time itself, a key to the truths he had learned. The markings on his body became an intricate pattern, a record of all the knowledge he had gained in the realm of spirits. When the carvings were finished, Yaupon shed his werewolf form, his body shifting back to its human shape. His plan had succeeded. The markings had transferred onto the pelt, the ancient symbols now glowing faintly against the fur, their meaning concealed within the intricate design. Yaupon stumbled out of the spirit world, the pelt still draped over his shoulders. His body was covered in blood. Looking down, he realized the markings were etched into his human form, deep and jagged. By the time he reached his village, Yaupon could barely stand. His wounds bled out, staining the ground beneath him. As he collapsed into the arms of the villagers, he gasped his final breath and whispered, "Take the pelt. It contains all secrets." "Yaupon," the villagers cried, but it was too late. They gazed down at the pelt that Yaupon still clutched in his arms. Its surface was adorned with unfamiliar symbols, markings that no one in the village had ever laid eyes on. The shaman knelt beside Yaupon's still body, his eyes wide with a mixture of awe and fear. He gently pressed the pelt from Yaupon's hands, as though it were a sacred relic, and held it up to the light. The symbols on the fur seemed to shift, faintly glowing, like they were alive with energy. Each mark, a cut, a wound, a line that appeared to have been etched not by human hands, but by the spirit world itself. The shaman's fingers traced the symbols on the pelt, his lips moving in silent incantation. The markings were not just a language, they were a conduit, a bridge between realms. Each one was a tear in the fabric of reality, a way to communicate with spirits, to channel energy from the spirit world into the living world. It was a power that could change the course source of life and death, but it was also perilous. No mortal had ever borne such knowledge without losing their humanity. "This is not just a pelt," the shaman murmured, his voice trembling. "It is a key to the spirit world. Yaupon has opened the door." The villagers exchanged uneasy glances. The idea of crossing into the spirit world was terrifying. It was a realm of the unknown, where the very fabric of existence twisted and bent. Yet, Yaupon's final act had tied them all to it, whether they were ready or not. It is said that as long as the language of wolves remain in the human realm, Yaupon cannot truly perish. Instead, his self-sacrifice endures in the spirit world, where his werewolf form remains locked in an eternal state of clawing sacred symbols into his skin, thus preserving the bridge between the human and spiritual realm.